welcome to the biggest, most menacing, most famous, most awesome racetrack of them all. Yes, this is Le Mans in France, where just 2 weeks ago, the 2017 edition of the 24-hour race was decided in the final few moments. And this afternoon, just a couple of weeks later, we are ready to race the CIK FIA European Championships here at Le Mans. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us live on an overcast and grey day here in northwestern France. This is Ian Silvestron bringing you live commentary of our 4 finals starting in a few moments' time with the second round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. Well, the weather has been the talk of the weekend. You can see it's far from a summer's day here in France. And the CIK FIA Academy Trophy carts, they are on the grid. The second round of their 2017 series, after we started in Genk in Belgium just a couple of months ago, they conclude their series at Alaharma in Finland in 3 weeks' time. As you take a look at a couple of carts on the grid, that was Dylan Leger, the second of the French drivers in the top 6. It is a Frenchman who starts this one on pole. To the right of your screen, cart 511 is Semi Magotunif. That's Gabriel Nord from Sweden, who's going to come from the 8th row of the grid in the 503 cart, of course, using identical equipment, new for 2017, Esprit chassis, powered by the Vortex engine. Bridgestone tyres, of course. The series initiated by the CIK in 2017, in 2010, I should say, and continues in 2017. Of course, we had the third round of the series in Oviedo, Spain, just a few weeks ago. So before we go racing this afternoon, let's take a look at what happened in Asturias, northern Spain, the third round of the European Championships just a few weeks ago. A spectacular event in Spain just a few weeks ago at the brand new Fernando Alonso circuit. One thing that track has got in common with this is they were built around about the same time, just 3 or 4 years ago. The 2 events, well, they've got something in common as well. You wouldn't think it's summer here in Europe, but the weather, well, it's not exactly bright sunshine in Le Mans, and it wasn't in the north of Spain either. Nevertheless, the racing will be white hot. Forgive the cliche, but we're in for 4 sensational finals this afternoon, starting with the Academy Trophy in just a few moments' time. The first round of the series was won by the Dutchman Mike van Voek. He's got a lot of work to do, though. The 506 Esprit cart, way back on the 12th row of the grid. He's in grid number 24 alongside the Norwegian Jenny Jacobsen. Just a few moments away from the start. This is a 19-lap final, which is 26.2 kilometres of this magnificent complex here at Le Mans. the third track built here. The first circuit was built back in the 1960s. The original track, which hosted international karting half a century ago. Le Piste Alain Prost, built in 1976. So we await the green flag, which is just behind turn 1 where these cars are about to head now. It's still used these days, although not for large-scale competition. It hosted the World Championships 3 times in 1978, 83 and 91. And the 4th time that Le Mans hosted the World Championships was right here on this very circuit just under 2 years ago. That amazing day when Europex took the lead on the final lap to become the KZ World Champion. The karts are pushed into life and we're preparing for the first of our 4 finals. The second round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy coming to you from Le Mans in France. The pole sitter is also from France. That is Semi Megotonif on screen. Starting alongside him will be the Belgian Xavier Hansayem, who finished on the podium at the first round of the series at Genk in Belgium. There is the scene. We are expecting the races to be held on a dry circuit, even if it is not real warm here today. Megotonif and Hansayem on the front row of the grid. Timon van der Helm, Ruben Maya Lopez, Francisco Mello, Dylan Leger. The 2 Brits, Simmons and Joseph Taylor. Jamie Day out of grid number 9. And alongside him, it's Ayrton Fonseca. Jordan North all the way from South Africa on 11. Alongside Ali Akabi from Jordan. Jai Okuzumi, Jasin Ferati, Matthias Zagazeta, Gabriel Nord, who you just got a glimpse of a few moments ago. Jace Denmark Gessel from Phoenix in Arizona, alongside the mighty Moroccan Suleiman Zanfari. And from Jakarta in Indonesia, Akila Chandra and Oliver Skeljerup on the 10th row of the grid. The final few rows, you can see Naomi Pizza. She is from Africa. She's from Southern Africa. She's from Mozambique. She lines up alongside her, let's say, neighbour, that is Charles Visser. And on the final row of the grid, second of the drivers from Jordan, going through into the final, Hisham Al-Najjar, alongside the Italian, number 543, Leonardo Caglioni. 19 laps the distance, the second of 3 rounds for 2017. Megotonif, to the right of your screen, leads them up to the line. And we'll go around one more time. The race director for the Academy Trophy, Monsieur Joel Blanc, gives the drivers another opportunity to settle the nerves and also get heat into those Bridgestone tyres. The winner could come from anywhere here this afternoon. Alexander Simmons starts out of grid number 7 in the 501 kart. He was the fastest qualifier on a damp track on Friday evening. Starts alongside his countryman in 502, Joseph Taylor. Mike van Voek, as we mentioned, winner at Genk in the opening round of the series. We will keep an eye on the Dutchman out of grid number 24. Megotonif with the red helmet tries to get the run. Hansayem is watching on. 2 straight lines. We go green. Hansayem tries to take the lead, but almost actually runs into the side of the Frenchman. Now he tries to take the outside high line, but he might be pushed back into third. Indeed he is. Timon van der Helm in 505 has made a great start and looks to go up into second spot, but not for long, because Hansayem recovers and van der Helm has been pushed back to 4th spot. They go through the chicane for the first time. We have had a relatively clean start. You can hear the Bridgestone tyres searching for grip on this damp Le Mans circuit here this afternoon. The track is dry, but there are still wet patches in parts. And a racing rubber line. Yeah, we're not even close at this stage. Hopefully it does build up throughout the afternoon. Megatonif will lead them across the line for the first time here this afternoon. The Frenchman with a lead from Hansam, Ruben Moya Lopez up into third. Van der Helm, Alexander Simmons already up into fifth spot, having got past the Brazilian Francisco Melo. Great start by the Moroccan Zanfara. He's into seventh, but a change for the lead. Hansam goes through to take P1. The driver from Belgium took a couple of heat wins here throughout the weekend as Megatonif is pushed back to third, pushed back to fourth. The early race leader, the pole sitter, not having a good run in the early part of this race. Hansam determined to win here this afternoon. He looks behind him, he's got the job done, certainly in terms of going through into the lead. Alexander Simmons, the Brit, if I'm not mistaken, that is indeed him in position number 3. He's come from grid number 7 to be up on the provisional podium. Timon van der Helm in fourth. Matthias Zagazeta, the Peruvian, also with a brilliant start. Watch the 551 cart up into P5 from grid number 15 in that freight train that he's fighting for the positions just off the podium. Hansam is the race leader. Ruben Moya Lopez under pressure now from Alexander Simmons. Into the velodrome hairpin. Simmons closes up. Again, you can hear the Bridgestone tyres searching for grip. Simmons is going to get a good run up the back straight here. Ruben Moya Lopez, he's trying to do the same on Hansam. Simmons did close in, but not quite close enough to make a move. They come round to complete their third of 19 laps here this afternoon. Hansam, the gap was 0.4 of a second. It's down to 0.2 as Moya Lopez and Simmons work between them to catch the race leader. Timon van der Helm in P4. Matthias Zagazeta, the Peruvian, as the rest of the field come through the chicane now. Ayrton Fonteca, who's also racing in the CIK Junior European Championships now. He's in position 8th, ahead of Suleiman Zanfari. Gabriel Nord, the Swede, up inside the top 10. Ahead of Dylan Leger, Joseph Taylor, Ferati, the American Danelli, Uka Nurmi, Jenny Jacobson. She's up into 16th spot, ahead of Gustav Mullins. As the field starts to settle down, the second round of the Academy Trophy. The leader, Xavier Hansam, fastest lap last time to Ayrton Fonteca, the Spaniard, of 56.485. Fonteca, the Spaniard, in P8. The lead turning into a 5-way fight now. The front three were starting to skip away. Up the inside, Zagazeta, Van der Helm. It was actually Van der Helm who's got through on Simmons. Simmons is going to lose 2 positions into the velodrome hairpin. Matthias Zagazeta, the Peruvian, says, move over, Alex. I'm coming through. The Brit, who was up on the podium a few moments ago, is now back into position number 5. Semi Megatonif, after a disastrous start, the pole sitter, the French driver, is running in P6. This is allowing Xavier Hansam to skip away just a little bit. The gap, 0.7 of a second. Van der Helm, Ruben Moya Lopez, they trade positions. Moya Lopez in second spot, in third. No, he does hold on to second. 5.15 for the Spanish driver. Simmons watches on in 5th spot. Now he goes through Van der Helm. Zagazeta in 5.51. That's the orange helmet, the Peruvian. He's made a great start, being assisted this weekend by Fusion Motorsport. Oh, you saw that. I don't need to comment on what you just saw between the 5.15 of Moya Lopez and Matias Zagazeta in the 5.51. They're both Spanish-speaking drivers. They didn't need to say a word as they tried to drive each other into the grass. You can bet that the race director, Mr. Joel Blanc, will have a good close look at that. They didn't touch, but they came very close to it. Xavier Hansayem, he's now got a commanding lead, 1.2 seconds. This is 1/3 race distance. Timon van der Helm, the Dutchman, in P2, trying to look for the first round race winner. Mike van Voort, he's back in position number 16. He's being assisted this weekend by Mats van der Brand. The change for 5th spot there. Ayrton Fonseca retakes position number 6 in the 5.14 car. There's Alexander Simmons goes through. Oliver Scalia up. Also the Dane now up inside the top 10, having got past the Moroccan Suleiman Zanfari. Down the straight they go. We'll check the gap. It's still 1.2 seconds between Hansayem, the Belgium, and the Dutchman, Van der Helm. The second round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy for 2017. Of course, last year's champion, Callum Bradshaw, also racing here this afternoon, but in the senior OK category. The last round of the 2015 series was held here. The championship, or the series, that was won by Marta Garcia. When the series supported the KZ World Championships. We go on to the back straight. There is the race leader, Xavier Hansayem. 5.05, Timon van der Helm in second spot, the Dutchman. This is the fight for P3. Zagazeta. Simmons has lost out badly. The Englishman is now back in P6. Zagazeta and Fonseca, they run 3 and 4. 5.51 and the 514 cart of the Spanish driver. Down the inside, Fonseca can't quite make the move, but he will rattle Zagazeta through the triple right-hander. Then they turn left up through the chicane. Still 1.2 seconds between Hansayem and van der Helm. 32 carts running because unfortunately we have already lost the Brazilian Francisco Melo and Jamie Day as Megatonif goes through on, I believe that was Simmons. Indeed, puts the English driver back another spot. Alexander Simmons, fastest qualifier on Friday night, was running third in the early stages of this race. We're approaching half race distance right about now. The gap now out to 1.3 seconds. Xavier Hansayem to van der Helm. Mechanic this weekend for Xavier Hansayem is twice vice world champion Guy Denise, who finished second to David Terrien at Laval, which is not too far from here, back in 1993. And he also finished second a year later at Cordoba in Argentina to Alessandro Manetti. Twice second in the world, but he doesn't recount those stories with a happy face. It's more than one of regret, but he's gone on to become a great kart coach and mechanic. His boy now leads. Guy Denise watches on from the pit wall. Xavier Hansayem with 1.3 seconds over Timon van der Helm. Zagazeta, the Peruvian, up into P3. Fonseca goes through. Zanfari started to recover a few spots also. The driver, who lives in El Jadida on the west coast of Morocco, speaks fluent English, French and Arabic, and drives a kart pretty well as well. He's now up into 5th spot, having come from grid number 17. He's young Suleiman. Down the inside goes Ayrton Fonseca. The Spanish driver now back up onto the podium. Gets past Timon van der Helm. Mike van Voort, first round winner. He's now up into 13th spot. He's still got 9 laps to go. His chances of winning here this afternoon are almost negligible, but he can get valuable points towards the 2017 championship. Let's see where he comes across the line now. Up into 12th behind Ruben Moya Lopez and Dylan Leger. Gabriel Nord, the Swede, into position 9. Leonardo Caglioni and unfortunately Jordan North join Mello and Day on the sidelines. 4 retirements. 30 karts still running here this afternoon. Zanfari though, the driver absolutely on fire. Up into 4th spot. He's in the 5-4-6 kart and could even snatch a podium here this afternoon. Megatonif, the pole sitter, sits behind the Moroccan in 5th spot. 8 laps now remain. Megatonif and Zanfari, also Zagazzetta. Ayrton Fonseca in the 5-1-4 car, just skipping away a little bit, trying to put a little bit of breathing space between himself and the rest of the field. Xavier Hansam, 1.4 seconds over this battle. 6.5 laps remaining, the second round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy here at Le Mans in France. We started at Genk in Belgium. The series will conclude in 3 weeks' time at Alaharma in Finland. Xavier Hansam, he was on the podium at the first round in Belgium. He leads here this afternoon. He's running 3rd in the series. He will take the series lead if he can win here this afternoon. The gap still remains 1.4 seconds. Now Ayrton Fonseca into 2nd spot. Semi Megatonif, Zanfari, Van der Helm, who was trying to take the fight up to the race leader Hans Lam. He's dropped back to position number 5. It's been an eventful race for the pole sitter, the French driver, desperate to get onto the podium here in France. His home race. Very aggressive down the back straight. The 2 karts touch. Megatonif and Zanfari, they went wheel to wheel. They were lucky not to both end up in the grass there. Absolutely spectacular. Under brakes on the back straight. Fists flying as well. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, they were not happy. Down the middle of the track, they turned into each other. Smoke off the Bridgestone tyres. That was very nearly the end of their race right there and then. Let's check the order as they come across the line. They've both lost some time. Xavier Hansam, he's got 1.2 seconds over the rest of the field. 1 kart crossed through the grass and effectively out of the battle now. Fonseca into 2nd spot. Van der Helm back up on the podium. Zagazzetta 4th, Zanfari 5th, and Alexander Simmons puts himself back into contention. The driver from Newcastle in Northern England, now in 6th spot. There he is in 5:01. Sits on the back of Suleiman Zanfari. He's also trying to chase down Matias Zagazzetta, the Peruvian. Lucky still to be in this race, to be perfectly honest. Ayrton Fonseca, the Spaniard, still wants to win this one. He's still got time. 4 laps still remain here at Le Mans. The race leader from Belgium, Xavier Hansam. Timon van der Helm, 2nd in the first round of the series at Genk. Looking at a podium here this afternoon, but this race is far from over. Through the chicane they go. Van der Helm in 5:05, the green and white helmet, into the velodrome hairpin. No one makes a move that time. Into the chicane, onto the back straight. Zagazzetta, Van der Helm again. They try and drive each other into the grass on the back straight. The beneficiary is the intelligent Englishman, Alexander Simmons. He was having none of it and just drove past and picked up another spot. That was a great move by Alexander. He's now into 5th spot. He's tucks into the slipstream flat out down through turn number 1. Simmons, can he put himself up onto the podium? The race director, Mr. Joel Blanc, watching on very, very carefully as we count down to the final stage of the second round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy here at Le Mans in France. 1.3 seconds. Xavier Hansam starting to pull away. Ayrton Fonteca driving as hard as he can, but he cannot catch the leader, surely, in the remaining few laps. Vanderhelm goes defensive. Simmons, watch the Brit. He's going to have a brilliant run onto the back straight. He's third in this battle. Let's see if he goes inside. Will he go the outside? Down the inside, can he go? Alexander Simmons now up into P4. Brilliant move by Alexander on the back of the Dutchman now. He's one step off the podium. There goes the leaders through. This is an awesome battle for the final step on the podium. Hansam, the gap is down to 0.9 of a second. Fonteca is catching the race leader. Then it's Vanderhelm, Simmons, Zagazeta, Megatonif, Zanfari, Gabriel Nord also has dragged himself into this battle, as has Oliver Skellerup. And guess who? The first round winner, Mike Van Voort. And Simmons now goes through. The Brit is up on the podium. The fastest qualifier. He dropped back to 7th earlier in this race as Megatonif goes down the inside. It's all going wrong now for Zagazeta. The Peruvian off the podium. The leaders skip through. Alexander Simmons, can he find himself on the podium here this afternoon across this side of the English Channel? The last lap board comes out. The gap is down to 0.7 of a second between Hansam, the race leader, the Belgium on screen. His mechanic Guy Denise nervously watches on from the pit wall. His boys doing a fine job. Into the chicane. Here comes the Spaniard. Ayrton Fonteca is reeling him in like there's no tomorrow. The gap is down to 0.6 of a second. Surely he will not get him. Through the velodrome hairpin for the final time. The chicane onto the back straight. Watch Hansam. Looks behind him. Oh, he does indeed. He's getting nervous, but he's only got a few corners to go. Fonteca's desperately trying, but he will not do it. The final corner, the checkered flag comes out for the Belgian. Xavier Hansam wins here in Le Mans. A great drive by Fonteca to finish second. Alexander Simmons, congratulations to the Brit. An intelligent drive. He takes the final step of the podium. The pole sitter, Semi Megatonif, did indeed finish in P4. One step off the podium ahead of Zagazeta, Skellerup, Vanderhelm, Gabriel Nord, Marlins, Luca Nurmi. Mike Van Voort, the first round winner, does get some points out of this one, but only finishes in 13th. We take a look at a replay of the highlights here this afternoon. Semi Megatonif, the pole sitter, remember, did lead the opening few laps. Xavier Hansam forced his way through as soon as he possibly could. And from there, pulled away to take a sensational win here this afternoon. That will surely put him in the lead of the championship. Belgian driver in the end winning by just 0.6 of a second. Ayrton Fonteca, the Spaniard, in the 514 car. There he goes, up into second spot. He will finish on the podium here this afternoon also. This was the moment of the race. Megatonif and Salomon Zanfari going wheel to wheel and more. Smoke coming off the Bridgestone tyres on the back straight. They were very lucky not to end up in the wall. They did finish. Megatonif in P4. Zanfari, well, he was classified down in position 29. This was an intelligent move from Alexander Simmons. That's what put him up onto the podium. While the rest were fighting, he was just analysing his way through. And the driver who set pole position on Friday night from Newcastle in Northern England. We will see him on the podium in a few moments' time, along with the race winner, Xavier Hansam, and the Spaniard, Ayrton Fonteca. the second round of the CIK FIA Academy Trophy here this afternoon at Le Mans in France. The Belgian Jasin has won from Fonteca, Simmons. That will be our podium here in a few moments' time. Megatonif, disappointment for the Frenchman, started on pole. Matthias Sagazeta, the Peruvian, an eventful race. And how about Oliver Skellier up, the Dane, from somewhere near the back of the grid, finishes in 6th. Van Helm, Nord, Malins, Luca Nurmi, the Finn, rounds out the 10. The Academy Trophy will conclude in Finland, the Mikasalo circuit, Alaharma, in exactly 3 weeks' time. Winner of the first round of the series, the Dutchman, Mike van Voort. Winner of the second round here just a few moments ago, the Belgian, Xavier Hansem. The 2017 Academy Trophy, the title is on the line. We will have the podium for the second of our 3 rounds here at Le Mans in just a few moments. Don't go too far away. You've seen the first final. We've got 3 more coming up in a few moments. We change gears literally with the KZ2, their second round of the 2017 European Championships. We are live from Le Mans, the CIK FIA European Champs, the 4th round for 2017. Back with the podium presentations in just a few moments. So we wait for the drivers from the CIK FIA Academy Trophy to make their way up to the magnificent podium here at Le Mans. After finishing on the podium at the opening round at Genk in Belgium, Xavier Hansayem has taken out a great win here this afternoon. The CIK FIA Academy Trophy will conclude in 3 weeks' time. Give him a round of applause. Xavier Hansayem, who has won here this afternoon. Ayrton Fonseca from Spain in second, and Alexander Simmons, the Brit, in P3. We do conclude the series in 3 weeks' time at the Alaharma circuit in Finland, in Northern Europe. The 2017 CIK FIA Academy Trophy. So the drivers just arriving up here on the podium, and would you believe it, the sun is coming out to shine. The first of our 4 finals here this afternoon. As the drivers make their way up onto the podium, they put the Bridgestone cap on. The fastest qualifier on Friday night with an intelligent drive from the United Kingdom, finishing in 3rd place. Let's hear it for Alexander Simmons. Second place from Spain, Ayrton Fonseca. He was on the podium in Genk. He's gone one better here in Le Mans. The winner of the second round of the series from Belgium, Xavier Hansayem. As we stand by for the national anthem of Belgium. Now I'd like to call on the president of Ligue Bretagne Pays de la Loire, Mr. Guy Rivière, to present the 3rd place trophy to Alexander Simmons. Vice President of CNK Member Committee, Director of FFSA, Ms. Martina Renault, to present the 2nd place trophy to Ayrton Fonseca. And the Vice President of the CIK FIA, Mr. Kees van der Green, to present the winning trophy to Xavier Hansayem. As the girls come in to present the flowers to 3rd place Alexander, 2nd place Ayrton, and the winner Xavier. And we stand by for the champagne. girls come in to present the Panther Fuel vouchers to third place Alexander, second place Erten, and the winner Xavier Hansayem will step in for a quick word with the winner here this afternoon, Xavier Hansayem. You're on the podium at the first round in Genk this afternoon here in Le Mans. You've gone one better. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a great race and I'm very happy. And it's also good for the championship, so we will see in Alharma. And also thank you to Guy Denise and David van Renkelen for the super mechanic. And thank you. And thank you, Dad.
Congratulations, Xavier Hansayem. Second place, Erten Fonteca. And third place, Alexander Simmons, the second round of the Academy Trophy for 2017. In just a few moments, the KZ2 final, the second round of their championships, live from Le Mans here in France.